What is going on, everybody? Welcome to After the Impact. And tonight we are doing a prediction show because we've got Under Siege coming up on Saturday night. So welcome in. We usually use this to talk about the prior show, which what we're going to do tonight, we're going to kind of abridge that a little bit. We're going to just score it. So we'll give our scores. We'll do a quick little roundup thing with the scores, and then we'll move on because we've got our predictions to do. So that's what the agenda is for tonight. Again, you guys can feel free to play along in the chat. You guys can tell us who you think will win the matches for Under Siege. So let's just see real quickly. We've got Azan. We've got Heather, 9.25 for Swingers Dungeon alone. Oh my God, that was hilarious. It was hilarious. We've got Heather, we've got James Chadwick, we've got Azan. Where's Vincent been? We've got let's see who else here. Do we have anybody else? We've got Dork Knight. I made a faux pas. Well, you just said faux pas, so it's not all bad. I clicked on the other stream waiting for the time to come down. I was thinking, why can't I comment? Edward is here. What's up with you? So a lot of people have joined us from the other show. Sean Rousset gave the show tonight a 9.5 out of 10. 9.25 says Heather. Under Siege, was that the only good Steven Seagal film? Nice.
Hilarious.
Can we listen and you watch the New Japan say commercial at 4 minutes on their last video? Jonathan Collins. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? James Grant says 9.1. James Chadwick. Sapphire, why are you here? You're 13 and this is a adult-only stream. So, Sapphire, I don't mean to be rude, but you can't be in this stream. So yeah. So yeah. I don't want to be rude or nasty, Sapphire, but you openly say you're 13, so you can't be here. So okay, well, yeah. So no. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Let's go to the predictions part of the show, shall we? One person always tries to ruin it for everybody else. 8 Elon Musks out of 10 Twitters. Says Unbroken. Good to have Tazzy. 10 out of 10. Yeah, it was good to have Tazzy back. He had to go to sleep. He was beat from his long week of work. He will be back again with us on Sunday. So he will be back on Sunday with us for Backlash. So Tazzy will return. So don't worry about it, Unbroken. She won't be along anymore. It's all good. Taken care of. Okay. Jeff, what do you give tonight's show?
I'm going to give it a 9.5. It was an awesome show. Monsters Ball match was great. Yeah, the whole night was awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, 9.5.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go with a 9.75. I really liked it a lot. I thought it was a great go home show. I really enjoyed it. The Monsters Wall match, again, the first one I've ever seen. I thought it was awesome. So those two guys just destroyed each other as they have for a long time now. Promos were great. The Swingers Dungeon thing, hilarious. Zicky Dice is good at being funny, as is Johnny Swinger. Of course, we saw the thing with the decay stuff. Very creepy with what went on there. And what is going on with Savannah? Savannah is gone. So Savannah's been kidnapped. Smart.
Very smart.
By Decay. They're trying to even the odds because, of course, Havoc has a match with Tasha Steele. So yeah, so good. It was good night. It was fun. Very, very fun show. Wes, hello, Wes. We are doing well. Hope you are well as well. Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey carried Steven Seagal in Under Siege. I'm used to Raw's getting a 5 or 6. Is this the second pay-per-view in less than 5 weeks? Yep.
Yep.
Yep, it is. Okay. Well, let's dig in. Let's go. Now, of course, we had one match announced. So they're always going to be when we don't have a graphic for it, of course. But so let's go. What do we got first, Jeff?
Well, we'll go with that one. Trey Miguel versus Ace Austin for the X Division title.
That's the match that was just made tonight. So Trey is getting a rematch. Ace Austin and Trey Miguel should be a banger of a match, and it could start the show. They like to do that with their X Division championships to get the show rolling. So this very well could be the first match we see, but just announced tonight. So who do you got in the chat, Jeff? Who are you picking for that one? Do you think Trey gets his belt back already?
I don't think they hurt. I don't think they hurt Ace Austin's momentum going over to Japan.
Yeah, I would think
I
so.
think
Too.
Ace Austin is going to retain because I think it'll be a cool. I think it'll be cool to have him represent Impact as the champion over in New Japan. So yeah, give me Ace.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you straight out. I don't think they'll take it off of him either. I think Ace will win. And yeah, he's, again, for all the reasons Jeff just said, going to New Japan, you want him to carry the title with him. So yes, it just does, it makes sense. So that Ace would win. So it looks like the chat agrees. Ace Austin says Jonathan. Let's see if anybody said anything above him. Ace with the win says it's on. Big trip to Japan. James says Ace retains. Hard to pick, says the Coug. Ace just won it. I think he retains. Ace is my pick, says Edward. Let's see. Edward, I'm wrong about a lot, though, and bitch and moan about everything, says James. I can't remember if I like exit wounds. Ace Austin says Sean Rousset. Okay. All right. So it seems like we're all in agreement for Ace Austin. What is next?
All right, so we've got on YouTube starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
There you go.
Madison Rain with Tennille Dashwood. Gotta be mindful of where Tennille is versus Giselle Shaw.
Well, this has been going on, so this is a little rivalry that looks like it may have started up. Here's the thing. I saw an advertisement for a match today with Lady Frost, which was a little surprising to me because she had said that she's going to be out. And I thought she had said something about surgery. So I don't know if that match was taped prior. But if she's able, you may want to keep your eyes out for an equalizer if she's able to come back. Because it does look as if maybe they are kind of delaying it a little bit, and it may be Lady Frost and Giselle may end up challenging for those belts. So we'll see, but look out for that in this match to see if she maybe makes an appearance and maybe helps Giselle win this. But I'm gonna go with Giselle Shaw here because again, when you have the tag team champs and this is leading up maybe to a feud for those titles, it doesn't really matter if one of them lose. So I think that you give Giselle the momentum here and for where for where they're headed. So I'm going to go with Giselle Shaw. What about you, Jeff?
I think I'm going to go opposite. I think I'm going to go Madison Rain.
Okay.
Because I think the story that you could tell here, which I'm already looking to break them up again, but we haven't even had them team up yet. Yes. But I think you can have Giselle lose, and she they added another match to the card, Rich Swann versus Laredo Kid.
Did they really?
Oh my God.
Yes, they did. It's right here.
We'll go into that one next.
Yeah.
I think you can tell the story that Giselle, who is very much a loner, needs someone to be with her, and sometimes the best friends started out as enemies.
Yep.
So I think that's the story you can tell with her and Lady Frost. But yeah, I got Madison Rain to win this one.
All right, there you go. Let's see what everybody's saying. Shaw says Mark. Mark saying Giselle Shaw. Dork Knight says the same thing. I'm going with Giselle Shaw. Another match added to the card. Yes, we saw that. Madison Rain says Sean Rousset. Conrad says yo. Giselle Shaw says James Chadwick. Madison Tennille gets involved somehow, says the Coug. Um, let's see. Madison Rain says James Grant. West says the same. Edward says the same. Madison, a lot of people from Madison Rain. Okay. Jonathan, the same. All right. Well, interesting. And don't have a dog in this fight. Don't care who wins. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Moving on to the other just announced match, apparently. We've got, what is it? It's Rich Swann and Laredo Kid.
And Laredo Kid.
Well, all right, Jeff. What do you got?
Give me Rich Swann.
Yeah.
Give me Rich Swann. I don't know why. No rhyme or reason, really. Because Laredo Kid could absolutely win it. I think I'm gonna go with Rich though, because I want to see if they end up putting him back in the X Division title picture at some point. So yeah, give me Rich.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you. And again, for the reason you stated, Rich could be going back into maybe more of a singles thing, and that would make a lot of sense. Have him back in that X Division, put somebody else in there, especially if you're going to have Ace Austin keep the title. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I would say Rich Swann as well. So Jonathan agrees, Rich Swann. Edward says Rich Swann. James Grant, the same thing. I can't call that. I love Rich and Laredo, but Laredo maybe. Here's a swerve. Laredo Kid wins, says Mark. Rich wins. He got to do funny dances every pay-per-view, says Unbroken. Okay, so it looks like a lot of people are on Rich's band. Like, yeah, I would kind of think so, especially so like an impromptu match, and it's not a tag team match with Willie Mack. So yeah, I think so too. Swan says Wes. All right, what's up next, man?
Man, this is gonna be a banger. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Alex Shelley. Who you got, Joe?
Man, this is a tough call, but I'm going to go with the hot hand. And I'm going to go with Speedball. Speedball's been on a little roll lately, winning matches that are pretty big. And again, don't forget that he's got beef with Ace Austin as well. So I think that'll continue. Shelley's hot though too. This is a tough call because he's been winning a lot as well. So it's tough to say who would get, who should you slow the momentum of at this point, but I'm going to go with Mike Bailey. I think he's just been a little bit hotter as of late, and I think you can continue. But this is going to be, like Jeff said, this should be an amazing match, and it could be the one that steals the show for sure because these two guys have been really, really amazing lately. Let's see. Mike Bailey says James Grant. Alex Shelley says Wes. Speedball says Unbroken. I don't think it's a swerve if Laredo wins because Impact actually does put other promotions over, unlike some other company. Dum dum dum. Sean Dursey says Mike Bailey. Jeff, what do you have?
Oh man, this is tough. This is a tough one. I hate to pick a winner because I just do.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Speedball.
Okay.
Because I think I don't know. I just think he's on a really good streak right now. So
yeah,
I could definitely see Alex Shelley winning, but just for my picks, I think I'm gonna go with Speedball here.
Edward said Alex Shelley. Mark says Bailey needs a title shot. James Chadwick said, I think Speedball. Heather says Shelley. So a little division going on here, and you would expect that. Zon says Speedball needs to build up. Either way, should be a tremendous match between these two guys. So, all right, what's next?
All right, man. So go from one banger to another. Steve Maclin versus Chris Sabin.
Oh my gosh. The matches that they have set up here for this are crazy.
Yeah.
Maclin, of course, lost to Ishii tonight, so a little bit of a derail maybe for Maclin, but we'll see. Jeff was saying, though, that Maclin could be maybe next in line for Josh's title. Man, another tough call. So if we're gonna say that Alex Shelley loses, they're gonna have both guys from the Motor City Machine Guns lose on the same night. Oh man, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say Chris Sabin wins. Again, this should be a really good match, and Maclin has been really good. Now, if Maclin does win, maybe somehow some kind of something happens where it's kind of a weird win that he gets, or kind of a heelish win that he gets. But I'm just going to go with Sabin here, and I think this is going to be another great match. So,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go with Chris Sabin. What about you?
I think it all depends on where you want to go with Maclin
Yeah.
with this. Having a more outraged Maclin because he goes on a little mini losing streak, and then he starts picking up impressive wins after this weekend to earn his way into a spot with Josh. I think
Yep.
that might be a cool story to tell. Azan says something here that's interesting. Every time we think Chris Sabin doesn't have a chance, every time we pick against him in these big matchups, he always finds a way to win.
That's true.
So as much as I think Steve Maclin is going to be in a program with Josh real soon, I might have to go Chris Sabin here. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Jonathan Collins says Sabin. James Chadwick says Maclin. Shelley would want to put over the younger talent. Let's see. We've got guys. You've gotten me back into Impact. Thank you. As you keep saying, it's good. So I'm going to watch it after this, and then hopefully I keep watching it. Well, that's cool, Edward. We're glad to get you back on board, and glad you're enjoying it. Unbroken says Maclin. Heather says Maclin wins, but personally I prefer Sabin. Can't be asked about this match. Sabin always pulls big wins. That's what Azan said before. Edward says Steve Maclin. To me, this is tough because to me, the winner of this match goes for Alexander's title match down the line. Oh, okay. Sean Rousset says Chris Sabin. Okay. What's up next?
All right. So I'm going to go this route. I've got these a little bit mixed up, but I'm going to go.
It's all good.
I'm going to go this route here. Bullet Club versus Honor No More.
I will just say this. Honor No More needs a win. They've been taking some beatings in this feud. They'll come out and they'll hand out a little bit, but then in the long run, they usually end up getting run out of there by the Bullet Club. So I think who needs to win more? I think it's probably Honor No More. Who will win? Man, it's tough to pick against the Bullet Club, especially with Phantasmo coming back. It's tough to pick against that group. I mean, the Good Brothers seldom lose the way it is. Phantasmo back in there is just another added, another person added to that already great group. Jay White, Chris Bay. Oh boy. Unless something really weird happens. So does Maria get involved? Does someone else come out for Honor No More? Someone else appear on their side or something along those lines. Something weird happen that maybe causes them to win. I can't take that chance. I'm going to go with Bullet Club. I just think they have just too much. I think they're just too much. Honor No More is cool. They've got a lot of cool guys in there, but I don't know. I can't pick against Bullet Club with the people that they've got on that team. Bullet Club wins because Vincent turns. Wow. Okay. I don't know any of the wrestlers because I'm no expert in learning, so I'm going to choose the wrestlers with the most vowels. Bullet Club for life, says Wes. Bullet no more. Bullet no more.
Bullet no more.
Bullet no more. Okay. BC wins easy. Honor no more, says Jonathan. Bullet Club too sweet. Also say EGV will show up, says Azan. Honor No More to win it would fit the name of the pay-per-view Under Siege. EGV will play a part in this match. Toss-up for sure. Is this show one that can be viewed with justice? Yes. Yes, Kenny, you can view it with an Impact Plus subscription. Yes. All right. Jeff, what do you got?
I'm just going to say I got Bullet Club. I think the overall grip that Bullet Club has on the wrestling world right now, there's a lot of momentum there.
Yeah.
So I can see them winning this one.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. I agree. Okay. Moving on. What's next?
All right. So now we're going to get into some championship matches. Tag team
Oh boy.
championships. We got Violent by Design defending against the Briscoes.
Conrad's probably got a stake in this game a little bit here.
Well, as long as Diener doesn't take the pin, Conrad is good.
I can't pick against the Briscoes. Listen, yeah, I don't think you bring them in not to be the champions. Violent by Design had a good run. They got their titles back. I think the Briscoes win. I mean, the argument against it, I guess, would be: do you want to crown them here? Do you want to wait and have a rematch between these two teams at Slammiversary? And you want to let them win it at Slammiversary. So I guess there's that argument that you can do that. But I'm gonna say the Briscoes. I just don't see them coming in to lose. So I think the Briscoes will win the titles. James Grant says the Briscoes. James Chadwick agrees. Azan said, "Do you beat the Briscoes so soon?" Jonathan says the Briscoes. So does Wes. So does the Cougs. So does Heather. So does Edward. So it looks like most people are on the bandwagon of the Briscoes. Jeff, what do you think?
Them boys about to be them champions.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's I think they're gonna win it. That's just my opinion. I don't think you bring them in here to have them lose so early on. So
Yeah.
I think I think they're gonna win it.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And they are assigned to the Impact roster. They are officially on their roster if you look at the Impact roster on their website. So Sean Rousseau says the Briscoes. Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be them. Like Jeff said, it would be tough to make them lose unless something really weird happens. So Impact could really use the Briscoes winning. They are a huge name, RK Shuttlesworth. So yes, absolutely. All right, man. What's next?
All right, so we have the AAA Reina de Reinas title match between champion Ty Valkyrie and the challenger Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh boy. Of course, Taya just won it. Jeff, I'm going to let you start, man. What do you think? What's your pick on this one?
See, I think all roads lead back to the Knockouts title for Deonna.
Yeah.
What's a good way to get there, though? In my opinion, I think you have her go on a losing streak.
Mm.
And, I think it's interesting that she puts out, dang you, Azan, dang you. I love you, but dang you. It's like we share a brain sometimes, which is dangerous. But I think you have her go on a losing streak. I think it's interesting that she puts out the tweet of, champions make championships. I don't need one.
Mm.
Well, that sounds great and all, but what happens when you start losing more than what you're used to? What does that do to your confidence? Does it tear you down to build you back up? Where does that leave you? So I think that's something that we've seen Deonna be so dominant in her run. And I know I'm being long-winded just to say that Ty is going to win. But we've seen Deonna be so dominant in her run that I think it's time for her to kind of give us a different kind of a feel to her character. So I got Ty winning because I think it sets up bigger things for Deonna going forward.
That's a great point. That's a great point. And I was going to say Taya wins anyway as well. I don't, again, you just had her come back and get that belt. I don't think she's going to lose it so soon, but that's a great point that Jeff made. Deanna could, go on. Yeah. I mean, you could change her. You could make her a face. And have everybody kind of rooting for her. Obviously, you have Tasha Steelz and she did say she was on Busted Open. She did say that if it would be a big full circle moment for her to wrestle Tasha at Slammiversary.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good call. Good call. Let's see what the chat is saying. I think everybody's saying Taya. Taya's to Jonathan, James Grant, Wes, Edward, the Coog, Mark, Azan, Heather. Hey, J-Hub, it's me, Shelly. Yeah, hey, J-Hub. Deanna could go on a Josh Alexander redemption story. Taya wins, says Sean Rousset. So there you go. Yeah, seems everybody's thinking Taya. All right, what's next?
All right. So we talked about the Knockouts title. Tasha Steelz, the champ, defending against Havoc.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if Savannah survives and makes it to the ring. Um, if she does, Decay is probably going to even the odds, I would think, because the three of them could end up out there. Now, I don't know where Tarus is. He hasn't been around lately, but at the very least, it'll probably be Crazy Steve and Rosemary that'll be down there. So that's going to even the odds up a little bit. That said, though, and from what we had just been talking about for a storyline for Deanna, I don't think Tasha loses to Havoc. I think she'll retain. I think it's an interesting story because Savannah's been taken out of the picture. Now maybe she'll fight her way in there somehow, but we'll see. But either way, I think Tasha Steelz retains. I don't think this is the time to take that belt off of her. And it could be to set up that whole story we were just talking about with Deanna. So, what do you think, Jeff?
I got Tasha retaining. I again, I think we're gonna get something that's off the wall. I think. Um, who knows what happens with Decay? Do we have something that happens with Decay? Does someone come back and kind of interrupt this? What's gonna happen? Um, I think we could see something kind of different here with someone that maybe wants to get back at Decay somehow stepping in. So I've got Tasha to retain.
Don't forget about that little comment that Rosemary made last week as well about the whole revenge thing.
Yeah.
It was just very odd that got thrown out there. So yeah, we'll see. It's interesting. So it could be something weird. Azan says Tasha with a wacky finish. James says Tasha. Jonathan Tasha. Tarus been in Mexico. Okay. Tasha retains, and then Su Young returns, says James Chadwick. Tasha, but very close. Tasha retains, but I don't know how. Tasha with a foot on the rope. Mia Yim debuts out of nowhere. Maybe Scarlett comes back to Impact. I kind of doubt that. They didn't seem like they had any desire to go back there. Tasha wins. Steelz wins the match, and her run continues until she meets Deanna. Okay, what's next, man?
All right, man. Main event. Who we got? Josh Alexander defending the Impact World title against Tomohiro Ishii.
Obviously, going to be another great match with Josh, and it looks really like that. The matches you're going to see with Josh are going to be really, really tough bouts. He's not hiding from anyone, and he's going to probably go through the ringer in a lot of his matches. But when Josh is at his best is when he has to fight back, and I'm sure he's going to have to do that as well here. But obviously, I don't think he's going to lose that title. I think it's going to be a really good match. Ishii will give him a great match. And the two guys may shake hands at the very end and walk away. Now, do we get to see who will be his next challenger after that happens? We all saw that little vignette, that little promotion that had the date of the 7th on it. Does someone show up to challenge Josh Alexander after this match? Could very well. Everybody's guessing it's Sammy. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, this match can be really good. Josh wins, of course. He retains. No way they're taking that title off of him this soon. But I think we're going to get whoever's going to come out next to challenge him at maybe the end of this or when after the match ends. So, Jeff, what do you think?
I've got Josh, but the thing is, Josh, this run, in my opinion, is going to be all about establishing Josh as one of the best wrestlers in the world. Period. Like, I think this run is going to be about, showing his skill set. He can put on the good matches. I think he's going to get an opponent that's going to, push him more in terms of talking on the microphone. It's going to be, a lot of words exchanged, but I think um it's going to be a run that proves that he's one of the best. So why not start it out with, the match against Moose, then the rematch, and then now another hard hitting opponent. Um I think I love what Ishii's doing right now, and it gives a lot of people exposure to him that haven't had a chance to see him before. So I'm really happy with that. But yeah, I've got Josh in this. I do think we find out who ends up next, and a lot of people thinking Sammy. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Jay White,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I don't think we're there yet in terms of Maclin. But you could also think about this: if Chris Sabin wins against Maclin, could you have a short program with Chris Sabin and Josh? I know that's out of left field, but it's just
They,
another little wrinkle there. But I think we find out who Josh's next opponent is after this.
Yeah, I agree. Sabin and Josh had an amazing match not that
Yeah,
long ago last year at
yeah,
some point too. So,
yeah.
Jonathan says Josh. Everybody looks like everybody's saying that. Josh all day long. Josh a little too sweet action after the match. Josh Alexander. Josh. Yeah, I think everybody's pretty much agreed. Bullet Club will call their shot for the belt. Josh versus Switchblade next. Sammy EC3 shows up. That's out of the blue. Chris said the same thing. I got Josh winning. I need Josh versus Naito in my life, says James. Alexander wins. I still think Alexander will meet up with Gresham down the line. All right. Well, there you go. We're going to get some sort of surprise because that promo, whoever that is, people are just kind of speculating, but
Yeah.
the wipe of Moose and then the wipe of Eric Young kind of makes you think that it's a face character coming back because getting rid of the heels that were on that poster, but who knows? We'll see. We'll find out. Segue Saturday, and make sure you're there. Saturday, 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. If you're gonna watch, make sure you start watching it. It'll start at 7:30 actually on YouTube. That's where that Giselle Shaw match versus Madison Rain will be. So we will start at 7:45. And it will be Jeff and myself. Tazzy won't be there. He'll be there for us for Backlash with us rather on Sunday. So there you go, guys. That is it for us for tonight. We're going to get out of here. Thank you so much. We had a lot of people in this one, too. Almost 30 people, which is a lot for this particular show. So thanks so much for coming out. The new people, thank you. Dork Knight, the new people that we've seen in the chat tonight, thanks so much. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you had a good time. We hope you watched the show. And again, if you did, come back and see us again for Under Siege on Saturday. And again, we're here every single Thursday night doing what we do. And listen, keep that momentum going for Impact. Talk about the show. Tell your friends about it, and bring them out and come out and check it out with us. So that's it. So from Jeff and myself, we're gonna get out of here. Make sure you hit a like on tonight's stream. Make sure you sub if you haven't, and make sure you hit the notifications button if you want to be notified when we're going to be on next, which of course is Under Siege Saturday, 7:45 p.m. Eastern time, and then we'll be back. For those of you who are WWE people or just wrestling people in general, we'll be back on Sunday night, 7:45, same time for WWE Backlash. So that's it, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe. Be kind to one another. And we'll talk to you all soon. Good night, everybody.